and welcome back. It is the final segment of our show this morning, and it promises to be super fun-filled, right? So we have with us on set this morning Wilfred Felix. He is a member of the Maroons band. Good morning.
Good morning.
We have with us Uwahnie Martinez. She's the organizer of the Hopkins International Paranda FolkArt Music Fest. A very long name, but good morning.
Good morning, good morning.
And none other than Nuru Ellis. He's a performing artist who's going to be blessing us with some musical skills and stuff later on. Good morning, guys. Let's begin by talking about what we can expect from your organization for this weekend's massive performance down in Hopkins.
Well, good morning, everyone and listeners. This weekend promises to be great. So this year, the Belize International Paranda Folk Art and Music Festival has 3 components. The first starts at 1 to 5, and it includes the exhibition. So we're having art exhibition by Dr. Ludwig Palacio. You can learn how to make drums. You can learn how to play drums. And you can also learn how to make cassava bread. From 3 to 6, we're having the performing arts. So we have the Maroons, we have Jankunu group out of Dangriga, and we have several other cultural groups performing. And the idea of that is to entertain some of our elders who can't make it during the night. You can bring out the kids and the elders to enjoy the edutainment that we offer.
Entertainment.
Yes.
Love it.
And during the nighttime, it's a big event that everyone looks forward to. Starting from 8, we have Brother Obi's opening up for us.
Tribal vibes.
And we roll down up until sunrise, 6 o'clock, with Paranda music and a combination of different other genre of cultural music.
Nice.
How many years has this been running? Is this the first, second, third?
This is the 5th year going.
Wow, you guys have the best kept secret in Belize because I didn't know about it.
It's a lot of hard work, dedication, sacrifice, personal and group sacrifice that needs to be made. It's done with love because at the end of the day...
Because you're doing it, so it's not with love.
It's a call for cultural preservation, not only to see our Garifuna culture, any culture in a whole, just being displayed around September or November. But Easter is a time when people are out. Why not capture their attention by bringing to the forefront Belizean culture?
There's something that's burning inside of me that I want to ask so very bad. And I'll just put it on the table. What you speak of in terms of celebrating food, music, history, the culture of Garifuna, is what we in Garifuna call Garifuna Duo, right? It's the spirit of being Garifuna, being who you are and embracing it and what have you. You look at all of this against the present backdrop of Hopkins Village. I just have to ask, because here we are promoting this sense of, preservation and oneness and everything. But then when you look at the setting, Hopkins is quickly, if not altogether, gone commercial at this point. How do we balance that kind of a juxtaposition?
Yeah, kind of putting me on the spot, but that's okay. Somebody has to take on the task. Mm-hmm. And it's true, we're becoming quickly commercialized. Our culture is quickly evaporating. We're not interested in upkeeping it. But these are the moments that if 1 or 2 people live to show that example, mm-hmm. that the culture is rich, it's something that you can actually make your livelihood off of. It is an entrepreneurial tool, gift, that really costs you nothing. It's just being you. It even makes you even more enriched, putting it out there. And the beauty about it, if we're to only understand as well that when the traveling public, when the tourist comes to Hopkins, this is what they're looking for. Mm-hmm. But we're not even being ourselves, which is detrimental. We're pretty much killing what our ancestors over the 200 years have actually fought and left behind for us. We need to realize that we need to pick it up back, but we can't stop development. So it's to still take what is yours and use it in a sustainable, enriching manner to complement the commercial aspect. But again, you have to have institutions in place. You have to have groups in place that can help you do that. That can make the indigenous people of Hopkins be able to actually develop the skills and acquire the skills that they need from the commercial point of view, and augment it with the cultural skills that we have and the gifts that we have. And that is what I'm trying to put forward, that it's possible, it can be done. We have our signature product, which is the Garifuna Cultural and Culinary Tour. Again, it's a mixture of mixing commerce with culture, and it works. It attracts many people, and the funny thing is, the good thing, it attracts quality people. People who are educated from across the world comes to engage in such tours, engage in such cultural engagement. So it's doable, and there is a market for it. And for me, over the years doing it, it has made me even a better person, because it drives me to learn more about me, my culture, and it's a catalyst to keep on doing that.
How do you deal with the challenge in putting on an event like this? Because Easter has become, forget about Hopkins having its challenges with commercialism, but Easter has become very commercial. It's become party central.
Spring break.
It's spring break, yes. How do you deal with the challenge of balancing something which is actual substance at a time when the general public seems to not want substance? You have an exhibit, Paranda, as I understand it, is the more soulful, connecting music form of music. How do you deal with attracting in a competing market?
We offer something totally different, and not everyone wants that bikini contest. You know, not everyone wants that.
Or the drinking contest,
and the drinking contest. And as you get more mature and you find yourself, you find that those things are pretty much left behind.
You outgrow them.
You outgrow them, yes, and you're looking for things that will feed your soul, that will enhance your view of life. And I would believe that many people want that for themselves and their kids and people coming behind, So with that, we might not have as many crowd as the bikini contest, because the crowd will be huge there, but we're not looking for that crowd either.
Yeah.
Right? We're calling people who are mature in souls, who want this. It's soul food, No,
speaking of which,
you're good.
Let's get the guys engaged in the conversation here. You're mixing together the Creole culture and its music along with the Garifuna spirit, if I may. Talk to us, Wilfred, about the Maroons and the kind of music that will complement the Paranda activities and the other genres to be played on Sunday.
Let me first say that the Creole and the Garinago are the same people. The only difference is where we got off on the ship. That's the only difference. Because we eat Sereto, we make Hodoto, we make Sahoto, we make Bailopto, we wear Dashiketo, we play Jomto, we honor our ancestors through rituals too, because this is the African tradition. So when you listen to a rhythm like Punta, and you listen to a rhythm like Sambai, which is from Malanti, it's the same thing you're listening to. When you listen to Brokdong and you listen to Paranda, it's the same thing you're listening to. So that we could play later on Paranda and broke down Garifuna and Creole.
Infused?
As a
And
hybrid.
it seems, right? Our drum teacher, who is a Creole master drummer, Emmett Young, also from Malantee, told us of a time when Garinago drummers would put their drums on their bicycle and ride from Dangriga to Malantee.
Wow.
Yes.
Cross
There was a
country.
time when Creole used to jump Jankono too. Yes.
It was a form of cultural exchange, right?
Well, it was a form of keeping the culture alive because the Garunaga always knew that they were from Africa. Being Maroons, we always knew that we were from Africa. So Africans today might as well be meeting at the middle. So as Creole, we have a movement called Sankofa. It is also the name of our drum school. Sankofa is an African word which means looking back in order to move forward. So when we're looking back on our history as Creole and the time that our ancestors have been here, roughly 350 years, we look back beyond that, beyond the transatlantic slave trade, because we like to say that slavery is not black history, but it's an interruption of black history. So we look
profound.
back to West and South Africa. We look back to Timbuktu and the Mali Empire, which we come from. In parts of Guinea and Sierra Leone and Burkina Faso, they have dances that resemble Jankono. They have dances that resemble Sambai. The Creole, we have a drum that we call the Gumbe drum. Well, through research, I recently learned that in Ivory Coast, Gumbe is not only a drum, but it's a song and dance.
Yeah.
So, being here for the time that we have been here, what we have been doing as Creole and Garinago is to hold on to that remnant of the rich African history that we have.
You know, as you dazzle me with and inspire me, seriously, the passion and the quality of the meaning that you find here, I think that we can't overstep we can't downplay the differences between the Creole culture and the weakness of the Creole culture and the strength and the purity of the Garinaga culture and the beauty of actually putting together the way you guys have. Because one of the major things is the difference of slavery. The Garifuna culture has not been subject to slavery. And the Creole culture is defined by slavery and by division. So I want to commend, not in form of a question, but commend the removal of that division by coming together. My good brother here, Mr. Felix, is speaking from the Creole standpoint. Could you talk to us from the Garinaga standpoint about what it means to come together to pull off this?
Well, for me, I mean, and I think for every artist, at some point, in order for you to expand, you have to be able to fuse. And if you can't fuse, that means you're stuck in your genre, which is not really development. And as far as I'm concerned, I say the whole Paranda movement, the whole Punta movement have always been different phases. They have different phases to each. You have the traditional, then here comes the contemporary, and then here comes this commercial now. And with the commercial, of course, you have to fuse. I mean, I am sure that we have heard Spanish punta.
Yes.
We have heard English punta. We have, I mean, and if we spoke French, probably would have heard some French punta as well. You know what I mean? So at some point, I think that's what makes it work, because we can actually fuse and we create a different song and a different vibe. But at the end of the day, it's all about who we are. You know what I mean? So it doesn't matter at the end of the day what or where you come from. Once you put it together, we're still delivering the same. We're still eating out the same plate.
Love it. They're good, They're very good. Our customers,
I'd like to respond to the point that you made earlier. Through research, and I have to emphasize research, because our history, which we could call Belizean history, is not being taught in schools. You have to go to sixth form to start learn Belizean history, which makes no sense. How can you build or create patriots if they don't know their history? You can't.
And know who they are.
You create despots, you create tyrants, you create dictators. See? So, Jeremiah the prophet said, my people are destroyed for the lack of knowledge. So that's why we research. And through the research, we came upon the Maroon history, Maroon Creoles. So, if we want to make a distinction, we can say there are two kinds of Creoles in Belize. Maroon Creoles and emancipated Creoles. How you know the dissimilarity? Because I don't like the word difference. Difference brings division.
Yes,
But dissimilarity means my hand this size, your hand might bigger or smaller, but you got hand too. I got our shoes, you got our shoes. It's not different, it's dissimilar because of your style and my style. Right?
It's not like when I have one lecture. I mean, there's going to be.
But this is where the
some learning as well. It's going to be an exhibit. And I'm going to be there speaking the truth.
Yes.
So you find Maroon Creoles in the Seboon River Valley, Mullins River Valley, Monkey River Valley, Manatee River Valley. You find emancipated Creoles in the Belize River Valley. How or why? The Belize River Valley is the consequence of logwood camps or plantations. Though Maroon villages are a consequence of revolt or rebellion against colonialism. So the fire that is in the Maroon people, we know light it big enough to share it the whole country.
Fire.
Why? Because the power is in your culture. It doesn't matter if you're Maya, you're Mestizo, you're East Indian. Know your culture, know your roots, honor your ancestors. That is where your power is. We as a people, we as Creole are weak because we are not in the practice of honoring our ancestors. Those who forget their ancestors will be rejected by their children. Look on the situation in this country.
That's right.
So maybe this festival is a bit
profound stuff.
I'm telling you, this is stuff I do.
It's what it's meant to be, you know. This year, I thought of it. It was named before Hopkins Paranda Music Festival, and I'm like, it's not getting me where
You want to go.
I want to be and sending the message that I want to be sending. And as we look at the crime situation here in Belize, it's a mixture of Garifuna kids and Creole. That's
So
the
very
basis.
true.
And we
So very
need to reach at the depth to be able to solve this. And we can only do this by embracing who we are and putting it out there. You know, too many of us, we indulge in things that are unhealthy, calling ourselves names, and it's not putting us anywhere.
No way.
Over the years, it has destroyed us. We are at the high level of destruction because of that, you know. So being able to sit beside my brother here,
Powerful brother.
yes, first time I actually met him in person, you know. But it sends me the message that, you know what, we're where we want to be, and we're forging a good place to continue the work that needs to be done. And young people taking on the cultural mantra, we have a future.
Yep.
Love it.
All right, now I want to get to the music part.
Yes.
I want to get to the performance because my understanding is that we'll get a 2-for-1 this morning to end off the segment, right? We're gonna have
Double up.
Double up Thursday. We're gonna have Nuru and the Garifuna Heartbeat go first, and then we'll come back with Wilfred and the Maroons from the Creole community.
I wanted to talk about some of the attractions for the festival as well, because I saw Aurelia up there. Could you just talk to us briefly before
The lineup?
The lineup.
Okay. So this year we have over 4 bands.
Wow.
And
Can we afford to go into this?
Yes.
that's the beauty of it. It's not all about the money. If it was all about the money, we wouldn't be here. And I guess the stage might be empty, you know, and the ground. So it's the spirit of what the event is really meant to accomplish. So this year we see over 4 bands performing. We have Brother David, we have Zero Tolerance, we have Wagera Drummers, and we have Griga Boys. And Garifuna Heartbeats, as a reminder from my friend here.
Have to.
Yes.
Can't forget.
And then we have a number of artists, over 8. We have both females and males to balance it all off, give us different vibe. We have the winner of the Paranda
Song competition
in Dangriga with us, Maggie Castillo. We have Haiti also doing her thing.
Nice. In
And
studio
then
too.
in studio today with
Watch
us,
out.
indeed. And many of the popular artists that you know, Lloyd, Nuru, and our special guest artist being Aurelio Martinez this year. And as you see the lineup, he is going to be performing twice. Yes, we kind of ask him to do that for us because we know that there are people who come out early and wants to go home early. So he'll be performing at 10. And then for those who want to meet sunrise, he'll be performing at 3. So we're trying to cater for everyone's needs. So you can actually stay there and just
This seems to
party
be
away.
well thought out. I mean, you've thought about almost everything. Will there be food available?
Yes, we have a variety of food. So even breakfast in the morning. You get there
I thought about everything before.
you serve Johnny cake and some refried beans and cheese in the morning. So there's no need to rush to go home.
Yeah.
Nice. All right. So we get into the performance now. As I can't wait, right? I love music, so this is the highlight for me.
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
playing the guitar now.
you guys are up next, right? Yes. We're gonna get the maroon flavor.
Yes.
If you want to call it that.
When you say start your man right, you mean it this morning. Mean it this
You
morning.
get that jolt of energy.
Yes.
Right?
In your soul.
Paranda Blues Band, Rocky Rolling Drummers, and music by Brother
So,
David and the
tickets
Tribe
are being pre-sold, or do you purchase tickets at the gate?
We have pre-sold tickets, so those can be fetched at Kush Baba Shop in Dangriga, Tina's Restaurant in Hopkins, and at Palmetto Grove Lodge in Hopkins as well.
Nice.
And we're having free bus out of Riga. So for the daytime activity, bus leaves at 1, and for the nighttime at 8 o'clock.
All right.
And there's still hotels available in.
A far cry.
Wow.
It's commercialized.
Renaissance Hopkins. Are you guys ready? Take it away.